God of all creation, the creator of the heavens and the earth. We humble in your awesome presence in this great day that the County Assembly of Migori is gathered, that they may begin the deliberations on matters that will touch on the welfare of our people, and on matters that will touch on the development of our people, and on matters that will take this county to greater heights. We thank you for each one of our members of the County Assembly as we pray that, Father, in accordance with your word, we acknowledge you that you may straighten their path and prosper their way. Wisdom and knowledge comes from you. Endue them with the wisdom that they need, even to take this county to greater heights. And so, as we start with us, continue with us, to the glory and honor of your name, because this is our prayer by faith and with thanksgiving in the name of God the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. God bless you.
Order number 2, convocation by the Speaker of the County Assembly of Migori.
Good afternoon, honorable members and our visitors. In our midst are the following honorable guests and our friends. We have the First Lady. I don't know where she's seated. There she is behind there. Some clapping better than that. Thank you, thank you. Welcome, First Lady, welcome. We have Migori Senator, Honorable Eddie Okechi. Why are you Senator? Oh, she's next to me here. Karibu, Senator. We have County AP Commander. There, he's behind there. We have Net Secretary Caleb Omopondi. When you are that short, I'm not seeing you. Like Karibu. We have ODM Chair Philip Makabomo. Karibu Philip. We have Bishop Jobando Peter. See Peter. This is Bishop Jobando. You know, not Peter. Where are you, Bishop? There he is behind there. We have County Secretary Christopher Osano. Chris, where are you? Nyakoradiedo Karibu. We have Dr. Olema, Governor Office. Karibu Nyakwara. Feel welcome, all of you. Your Excellency, Dr. Ochilombo Wayako, EGH, the Governor of Migori County, and the honorable members of Migori County Assembly. I wish to confirm the Standing Order number 18-1 of the Migori County Assembly Standing Orders requires Governor to address the opening of each newly elected County Assembly. Further, Standing Order number 21-3 requires that when delivering an address to the County Assembly, the Governor shall be heard in silence, and the address shall not be followed by any comments or questions. Accordingly, pursuant to Standing Order number 13-1 of the Migori County Assembly, Standing Orders, by notification and the Daily News, which was published in the Daily Nation of 29 September 2022, I gave notice of this sitting to all members of Migori County Assembly. Honorable members, this sitting is therefore properly convened. Consequently, it is now my pleasure, single honor and pleasure and privilege, to invite His Excellency, the Governor of Migori County, to address the opening of the newly elected 3rd County Assembly. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, sir, Honorable Senator, Honorable members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I stand before you this afternoon to fulfill a constitutional obligation that the Governor shall address the opening of every new assembly. I am aware that earning the right to be here, whether as an elected member or as a nominated member, has not been an easy task. It took hard work to earn a place here, right messaging, and God's blessing. So I salute all of you for the hard work and the right messaging, and of course, being in God's blessing. I congratulate all of you. My congratulations also goes to you, Mr. Speaker, together with your deputy on your elections. The leader of the majority and the minority parties, as well as your respective deputies, I congratulate you too. I want to specifically congratulate the ladies who are honorable members of this assembly on their elections to this assembly. Your presence here is an indication that this county shares the nation's commitment to achieving gender parity and equality. I further salute all esteemed delegations from each of the 8 sub-counties we have, who have come to witness the opening of this honorable house. I salute delegates from Nyatike, from Rongo, from Awendo, from Uriri, from Kuria East, Kuria West, Suna East, and Suna West. Thank you for joining us here. This confirms that this assembly of honorable members belong to us, and it is our public assembly. The people of Migori have entrusted us with the mandate to work for them by uplifting their welfare and delivering quality services equitably in all their devolved expectations. Honorable members, your work is very clear. It's clearly set out. You are expected to embark on approving Migori's people's budget. You are expected to legislate on behalf of Migori people and also to oversight how the executive is conforming or working within the legislations you have made and other pieces of legislation nationally, and also how the budget's implementation is rolled out. Let us put the welfare of our people as the guiding consideration at all times. The campaigns are now over, and today we come together with a single purpose: to work for our people, the people of Migori, who have elevated us to this position. We must never, ever forget that we are here not for ourselves, but as representatives of the people of Migori. After weeks of putting together various pieces of our work together, and as people's representatives, time to begin the work is now. And as you plan to deliver your end of commitment, so is my government planning to deliver its bit of the commitment. Over the coming months and years, residents of this great county are going to make demands on you and on ourselves. They will come to hold us accountable for our promises, and this makes us conjoined at the hip. As you went out there seeking the seats for which you have been appointed by the people to hold, so did I go out there to seek that opportunity. During our campaign activities, we made promises. You made promises. I made promises on behalf of the executive. You made promises to your people, who also happen to be my people. And as a governor or a gubernatorial candidate, I made promises to my people who also happen to be your people. We are in this together, and it must be our continued prayer that we will walk this journey together, work together with the welfare and the interest of our people as the guiding principle. The success of my government will translate into your success at your ward levels. Your success at the ward levels will be the success of my government at the county level. So let us do as best we can, all of us, to ensure that we are individually successful as we strive to be collectively successful. Honorable members, in the coming months and years, I will be coming to you for support by way of legislation and funding to enable us roll out pledges for our people. Both the pledges you made as candidates who are running for various seats and the promises I made on behalf of the executive. So I'll be coming to you so that we can find a way of trying to actualize them together. I remember on healthcare, we made several promises, and I just want to, in brief, indicate what we have in mind. We want to invest in a robust healthcare program that takes facilities, personnel, and equipment right to the grassroots, where our people need them. Where dispensaries and health centers already exist, we will ensure that they have requisite personnel, equipment, and medicine. Where these do not exist, we will do as best we can to create them, so that our people are healthy from the grassroots to the capital of this county. I will need your cooperation and support to approve funding and also to keep watch over these facilities and resources allocated to them. In short, we request you as an executive to share with us the responsibility of oversighting the staff you have permitted us to employ. If, for instance, there is no medicine in the facilities reposing in your areas, we plead with you to bring that to our attention by debating it here in the Assembly, so that your debate will wake us up from our slumber, and the staff who are responsible for these facilities will know that you are watching. As we tackle healthcare at the grassroots, we'll also invest in improving the Migori County Level 4 hostel to ultra-modern Level 5 hostel with a functional ICU, HDU, cancer center, and a renal unit. On agriculture, my government is extremely keen to ensure food security in the county. Today, despite the rich agricultural land that exists in the higher belt of this county and the vast open plains for the livestock in the lower belt of the lake, Migori is food insecure. The food being sold in our markets or consumed in our homes are hardly produced here. The maize, the eggs, the milk, the vegetables mostly come into this county from other counties neighboring our county. With your support, my government will pursue and finance a robust policy of self-reliance on agricultural production. By investing in farm inputs, extension services, farm subsidies, we can make this county produce enough food to consume and export. I want it to happen in the lifetime of this Assembly. It is my prayer that when we are winding up our tenure for these 5 years, you and I will be celebrating food security, self-reliance, and even surplus to export to other counties. On trade, my government intends to go all out to ensure our people are able to trade and to do it in an environment that is clean, secure, and healthy. I intend to invest in modern markets with modern facilities. We undertake to complete and operationalize the stalled ones. I know quite a number of markets are stalled. We will bring to this Assembly bills or legislation to help mainstream the informal sector of our county, like the border, Juakali sectors, and in other areas that will make a positive impact in the areas of trade and investment. These are areas where we will request you to support us unreservedly. Service delivery. I wish to make it clear to all contractors out there who were paid for work that was never done that the time for that kind of behavior is up, and I will request the honorable members of this august house to help me keep vigil and also to support whatever action we will take to deter both our staff and the contractors that have been responsible for loss of public funds. My administration will be demanding that the projects that have been paid for must be handed over to the government in its completed form so that we start operationalizing them. There will be no two ways. As representatives of the people, my doors will be open to you to report any such incomplete projects that exist in your ward, and also to advise us on whatever action you deem that we should take within the law against the perpetrators of some of these things we are complaining about. Our county is potentially the richest in all of the Nyanza counties, and more specifically within the Lake Region Economic Bloc. Apart from the rich land that we have talked about, and areas like Kuria West, Uriri, Awendo, vast open plains for livestock in Nyatike, we have areas that are mineral rich, fish rich, areas that have very beautiful beaches that can be part of our hospitality engagement, but we up to date have nothing to show for this blessing that we have from God. So I also want to request this August House, as you embark on your work and as you look at the partnership we have, kindly support this administration when we come to you with proposals that will require funding, that will require legislation and oversight to actualize this endowment that we have from the Creator. Still on fishing, honorable members, we will need your support to approve resources to support our fishing community, our aquaculture, and related facilities. We will need your encouragement and approval to engage in blue economy related activities so that we benefit from the departments at the national government that relate to blue economy. My government is keen to promote sports and tap talent. I'm keen to invest in sports infrastructure. We noticed that the previous 10 years, we do not have any sports infrastructure that we can be proud of. So I'll be coming to this assembly together with my officers at the executive to request that you support the putting up of facilities that support infrastructure. We will also, as a government, try to have annual sporting events, including cultural activities, so that our people will have an opportunity to develop their talents and skills in sports, and also to showcase the beautiful culture that we have in this county. On education, honorable members, we know that it's our mandate to support the pre-primary education. The information we have is that we have not put up facilities for this in all our primary schools. Our objective is to have them in all the primary schools in Migori County, and also employ ECD teachers to take care of our young persons who are entitled to that service. Besides that, we, as an executive, will be reintroducing the bursaries. We will do that because we know that human development is the true development. You may have all the hard infrastructure, but if your human beings are not developed, are not given capacity, those infrastructure or whatever you will have put in place will be used by other users other than the people who have truly brought us here. So I will call upon the assembly when we come knocking your door for policies and legislation to actualize this for funding. we hope that you will work with us in this regard. Honorable members, on security, security is not a devolved function, but it affects us. It affects us and may affect the environment in which we work. I want to promise that we will work closely with the security agencies belonging to the national government, because a secure environment is what we need, is what the national government needs. So I will request members, honorable members of our county parliament to also join us in working closely with the security agencies of the national government, because they have been deployed here to work for us and to work with us. Thank you very much. Finally, honorable members, I want us to face a few uncomfortable facts about our county. It is a fact that the county has wallowed in infamy for the last 10 years. We all know why. When it was not corruption in the last 10 years, it has been chaos here, either at the assembly or out there in the public. At other times, it has been more nasty stuff of very personal nature, putting our county in bad light. We have a responsibility to change the perception and image of our county that will take the effort of all of us in ensuring that we generate and radiate positivity in these 5 years. We have to join hands against corruption. We have to join hands again against personal greed, and we must stand up against lawlessness. This is an assembly of honorable members. Let's live up to that name by avoiding dishonorable conduct. This is an assembly of makers, of lawmakers. Let us not turn it into a gathering of lawbreakers. I want to assure you that the people for whom I'm responsible in the executive will not, or let me put it, will be legally discouraged from being lawbreakers. I request that you support us in that endeavor. If you find we are taking action against those people, we pray for your encouragement and not discouragement, because we will have a county to celebrate. I promise that my administration will remain available and accessible to you. It will provide a listening ear, and it will remain focused in investing in the progress of your words. That is the formal speech I had. Just allow me to make a few off-the-cuff remarks, because the speech is done in summary, and it is not expected to contain many things. Distinguished members of the Assembly, we have finished the first quarter of this year, this financial year. It is not of our making, but it is because the 5th year in every cycle is the year of election. So election, being a legitimate constitutional right of our people, has eaten into the first quarter of this year. We must start our work with dispatch. I want to request you to help yourselves and ourselves catch up with the loss of the first quarter in terms of time. So sooner than later, we will place before you a supplementary budget that we request that you look at it thoroughly, because it is that supplementary budget that will unlock and will allow us to implement or to start rolling out our development program. The reason for which supplementary budgets are required is that every financial year has what is called a balance brought forward. And in order to spend that balance brought forward in any financial year, you have to put it in that year's financial budget. So last year we had balances brought forward. Some of them were pending bills that we are continuing to verify. Some of them were monies that were not expended that we have carried forward into this year. To start the expenditure both for the Assembly and the Executive, we request that when it is brought to you, the leadership who are responsible for constituting the committees move the dispatch, operationalize the committees, and let us have a supplementary budget approved so that we can start the implementation. Number two, we are aware that bursaries are at the heart of honorable members. So in the supplementary budget, the bursaries are there. We need to start the processes so that we identify the people who are entitled to the bursaries, and you and ourselves will be proud patrons of the students who will be studying. So that we are in that one together. There are also people that this administration is required to appoint and you approve. What I request of you is to move with dispatch, move with speed. I am not requesting that you just approve them. You must ask them hard questions so that they earn the right to be appointed. So ask them hard questions quickly, bring them back to me if they meet your standards so that I can appoint them. Basically what I'm saying, speed is important when it comes to catching up on the time that we have lost. I want to thank our senator for being here. I wasn't able to visit with you most of the time. Senator, you have done better than I did when I was the senator. But members will also understand that I had my own challenges. I promise that we'll work closely with the Senate, because without the Senate, devolution is anchored nowhere. So Senator, this is my message to you. I noticed that the executive order issued by the President did not capture the ministry or department. Yes, sit down, sir. Did not capture the Department of Devolution. On behalf of this galaxy of honorable members, and on behalf of the governors we have talked with, we have a wall. We want you to stand for devolution. The President must bring back that department. As a Senate, there are things relating to devolution that must be addressed. They can only be addressed by the national executive if those duties are assigned in a department. You cannot talk to internal security or interior about devolution. You can't talk to agriculture about devolution. You can't talk to the deputy president about devolution. Devolution is the centerpiece of the new constitution, and devolution requires dedicated professionals to be looking at it every day. It's a very delicate baby, yet it is the baby that continues to lay the golden egg for our people. So it is my request and the request of members that the Senate must not drop the ball on devolution. If you look at Article 96, the function of the Senate is to represent counties and also to protect and defend devolved interest. So we are pleading with you and requesting you to stand up to not just Migori County, but all counties in Kenya. I want to lastly say that as you constitute your committees, there are many things that we need to discuss, Mr. Speaker. We'll probably have a retreat and work on the things that we have not mentioned here. So when you are requested, please show up, and you don't just show up physically. Show up with all your knowledge. You are very skilled people. So usisahau knowledge nyumbani, come with it so that we consult and see how to move our agenda forward. I want to conclude by thanking the good people of Migori for electing the honorable members who are here. I am happy that the people of Migori elected different shades of the rainbow. We represent every interest that you can imagine in every society. So every part of society, every thinking of society is represented here. The election in Migori was very peaceful. Chebukati did not descend to Migori. He was somewhere else, as we had. But in Migori, I think things went, particularly for other elective seats, went well. And I'm happy for you. I'm happy for myself that you came here on merit. For those whose elections are being challenged, I want to pray for you. If you need the private prayers, I am available. The First Lady is very prayerful. We can pray together. If you need any other help, tunaweza ongea nyuma ya tent. Yeah. So for those who are having challenges, asanteni sana na Mungu atubariki sisi zote. Thank you.
Adjournment.
Honourable members, I wish to thank His Excellency, the Governor, for his address to the Assembly and to the county at large. It is now my singular pleasure to invite His Excellency, the Governor, and the invited guests to a reception at the Assembly cafeteria in court hereafter. Honorable members, you are requested to remain upstanding until the governor's position, including the religious leaders, have left the chamber. Honorable members of the county assembly stands adjourned until Wednesday at 5th of October 2022 at 9:30 a.m.